In today's vlog, I want to tell you 10 reasons not to become a seafarer, a seaman. I know it's a very risky job, but also it's fancy when you see on the internet the people that are traveling all over the world, making a lot of money, especially if you are an officer, and enjoying all this wonderful view like this, for example. But I want to tell you 10 reasons why you should not become a seaman, because like any other job, there are disadvantages, not only advantages. So stay tuned, we will start. Woo-hoo-hoo. Reason number one, not to become a seafarer. You are away from your family and friends for many months, and there are some ships these days in a digital world that we live in that still don't have an internet connection. So you have no way of keeping in contact with your family. Your family and friends will miss you, and you have no way of reaching them. That is why I put this on my number one list of 10 reasons not to become a seafarer. This is the most important. Your family will be away, they will not know what is happening to you, and for some people, family is the most important thing, and they will miss you a lot. Connected to number one is also number two on my list not to become a seafarer, and that is no friends. You will be away from your friends, and you know, people are emotional creatures. They need a connection with other people, and when you are on board, most likely will be a mixed crew, and you cannot make friends because they are different nationalities, different religion, different culture, and it's different people, you know. And friends are very important in life, especially when you get older and you understand the human connection that you need. When you are young, you don't care. You get friends very easily only by drinking a glass of beer with somebody. But as you get older, you will see that friends are very difficult to come by. So this is number two. Number three on my list of reasons why you should not become a seafarer: different time zones. The ship is not like your house or your job in your country, something that is in the same place at the same hour. The GMT is changing almost every 2-3 days if you are in a container, and if you are on tankers or bulkers, maybe every 10 to 2 weeks you will change the time zone, and this is very stressful for the human body. You will have to adjust. When you are young, of course, you know, your body can take anything, and you will adjust very easily to the time zone. But as you get older, and especially if you are working on container vessel where you have ports every 6, maybe 12 hours, you don't even have time to sleep. And then if you are on a container vessel that is doing mostly voyages in China, you will have ports every 12 hours, and then you go to Philippines or you go to Jakarta, you need to change again the GMT, and so on. You got the idea, you got my point. Very stressful for the human body, and there is nothing you can do about this. there is nothing you can do. You are on board and you are going with the ship wherever they have cargo, wherever they can make money, because this is a business. They don't care that you are tired. If you are tired, okay, go home, bring another guy that wants to work. Number 4 on my list of reasons why you should not become a seafarer is the internet connection. Even in the times that we are living today, a digital world, some companies, some owners are bastards. They simply do not care about the crew, and you will have the surprise of being on a vessel without an internet connection at all, and the ones that they have will be very slow, except the big companies which are investing in a Starlink connection, for example, but those are rare. Most companies have some bullshit internet or not at all. So get used to this. If you are, especially from the younger generation, you are used to being in contact with all your friends, with all the social media and all these platforms, and you will not have a connection. It will be up to you, if you have time and money, to go outside in the port and buy a SIM card in the country that the ship is arriving. But if you are going on tankers, the terminal will be somewhere in the jungle or somewhere in the desert. There is no city nearby for 100 kilometers. So even if you have money and time, sometimes you just don't have the possibility. You have no other possibility to buy this SIM card, no matter how much you wish this to happen. So prepare. If you are eager to come on board, prepare to not have or have a very weak internet connection. Reason number 5 not to become a seafarer: the wait time. Especially when you are for your first contract. You know this stupid saying that this happens for any job. Actually, this happens for any job. Every company wants people with experience, but in order to make experience, some company has to hire me, and this company will hire you only if you have experience, and if you don't have experience, this company will not hire you. You understand what I mean? It's a stupid loop that is happening. The people are just bastards, and then it will be very difficult for you just to get the opportunity to get the experience. So this is one of the big reasons why many people quit, because if you have to wait for 6, 8, 1 year, 1 year and a half as unemployed, you have to take a bank loan or you borrow from your friends and family, and how you will give this money back? I have heard from people waiting even 1 year and a half to catch their first contract. This is a very bad situation, and some people just flat out quit. They are not interested anymore. They will just go and grab the first job that is provided, and they will forget about the seaman life. So just keep this in mind. Reason number 6 not to become a seafarer: examination. Especially if you don't want to get stuck as an AB or an OS or a motorman, an oiler. If you have higher aspiration for your life and you want to make more money, that means you have to become an officer. And for every rank that you have on board, you have to pass examination. That means more expenses, more brain matter, and everything that comes with that. Of course, there is prestige when you have a higher rank on board, but to get there as a chief engineer or as a captain, it will take a very long time, and it will be expensive for your pocket. So keep that in mind. There are a lot of examinations that you need to pass in order to get to a higher rank. Nobody is saying that everybody has to become a captain and a chief engineer, but even as an electrical officer, you have a lot of examination to pass. So keep that in mind. Reason number 7 not to become a seafarer. Most likely you will work with a mixed crew, an international crew. It will be very difficult for you if you don't know English at all. This is your first priority. Besides passing your examination and securing that first job, if you don't know any English at all, because this is the language that is accepted in most companies, you will have a very difficult life. Of course, if you are working for an Italian or a French company, they will ask that language. But most companies, like 90% of them, are working with mixed crew, and that means you have to learn English. And this linguistic barrier, this language barrier, is a big issue for many people, especially if you are an older generation. I've had fitters on board which have worked only on Russian companies, and then when they come with the mixed crew, only hello and goodbye. That's the only English they know. And of course it's very difficult to work with this kind of people, because you have to give him a job order, or you have to request something from him, or he wants to request something from you. How you will understand? Of course, sign language is international language, but it's very, very difficult. So this is a big reason why many people don't come on board. They get scared because they don't know foreign language, most likely English. Reason number 8 not to become a seafarer: very expensive examinations. Especially if you want to become an officer, you have to pass examinations, and the examination itself is expensive, because these people at the training centers, they know that seafarers have a high salary, so of course everything will be thousands of dollars. It's nothing. There is no examination or training for $100. That is peanuts. I know even $1,000 is difficult if you are an AP or a motorman. That is very expensive. But if your dream is to become a seafarer, I am sure that you will find a solution to this problem. But now I'm giving you reasons not to become a seafarer, and money is a big issue. Money is a big issue for a lot of people, and many people they don't want to follow their dream anymore if they don't have enough money in their pocket. Reason number 9 not to become a seafarer is loneliness. Most people that are not seafarers, that don't have a seaman life, have seen during the pandemic what it means to be isolated. That is the seaman life. We are isolated not for a few months, but for years, and this will put a big stamp on your soul, and you will become very, very lonely, because most of the time, especially if you are European and you are working with mixed crew, you will be on board with Asians, because Asian market is cheaper. That's why. So you will be on board with these people, and of course some of them, they speak English, especially if they are officers, they are more educated, they speak English. But you have to keep in mind that these people are from different background, different religion, different skin color, different diet. They are not bad people, they just don't understand you. You have to understand this. They just don't get you, because they are from a different background. They have lived differently from you. Even if you are the same age, people from Asia have lived a completely different life what you have lived in Europe. So keep that in mind. Will be very, very difficult, will be very, very lonely, and try to find reasons to cope with loneliness. If your dream is to become a seafarer, keep in mind that you will be very lonely, and for your first, maybe second, maybe third contract, it will be a shock. How lonely can you get when you are at sea? So keep that in mind. And the last one, last but not least, because there are many other reasons, but I just want to give you 10 reasons. My 10th reason: disease, piracy, ship can sink, and so on. I compiled everything in reason number 10. If you are in the commercial fleet, you have to keep in mind that we do not have a doctor on board. If you have a serious injury or a serious health problem, it will be very difficult for you. I don't want to scare you. Just keep in mind that we don't have a doctor, and they will give you painkillers for absolutely any pain that you have. It depends a lot where the ship is trading. If you are doing between continents and you get sick in the Atlantic Ocean, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, the only thing that the captain can do is to call a doctor by radio, by satellite phone, and ask for advice. But you don't know if they have that medicine on board. The second officer and the chief officer are in charge of the medicine on board. They are the first aid officers. The chief officer is the first aid officer, second mate is his assistant, and it will be very difficult. So keep that in mind. If you really want to become a seafarer, keep in mind that you can get sick, you can get attacked by pirates, or the ship can have an accident and it can sink. So this is a very big reason not to become a seafarer. And all of the reasons that I told you earlier, that is my list of 10 reasons why you should not become a seafarer. I have a list why you should become a seafarer, but also I want to be honest with you and tell you that there are bad parts in this job. Of course, like any other job, there are good things and bad things. So that is the vlog for this week.